Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I am wonderful.
Awesome. I am here to ask you 73 questions if you're ready to get started.
Let's do it.
Okay, amazing. So first, can you tell us, who are you?
My name is Kaylen 𝐋𝐄𝐓'𝐒, and I am a second-year PhD student in History and African American Studies at Yale University.
Nice to meet you. What an amazing topic you are studying. So what are you passionate about?
I am passionate about research, but also equity in higher ed.
Very cool. What's your most impressive achievement?
I would say getting into Yale, honestly.
Honestly, this is a huge achievement as one of the best universities in the US. So where did you go for undergrad?
I went to UCLA.
Very, very different. Warmer.
Yes, very.
Did you like it?
I loved it.
Cool. What's the difference between PhD and a master's degree?
I would say length of program, funding opportunities, as well as career prospects.
Did you get a master's degree?
I did. I went and studied at the University of Oxford.
Oh my goodness, you were so amazing. How was that experience?
I loved it. It allowed me to kind of explore my research and prepare for the PhD.
So I have to ask, Yale, Oxford, UCLA, which one was your favorite?
Oh, I love UCLA, so I feel like I'm gonna have to go with UCLA.
Honestly, the warmth, I can only imagine that would be the best. So why did you decide to get a PhD?
Ultimately, because I didn't feel like I could give up this research yet.
Hey, did you always plan to get your PhD?
Not at all. Actually, I was a professional equestrian for 3 years before even deciding to go to college, and now I'm here.
Oh my goodness. What is the name of your favorite horse?
Graffin.
Graffin. So what is your specific PhD program?
So I am in the joint PhD program in History and African American Studies.
Oh my goodness, such a cool topic. So what type of research do you want to do?
So my research focuses on slave law in the British Atlantic world, primarily in North America.
Wow. What interesting research have you done in the past?
So my previous research actually looked at runaway slaves during the American Revolution.
Wow. Do you want to be a professor in the future?
Ideally, yes.
Very cool. So if you became a professor, what would your course be called?
I would love to teach on colonial America.
Wow. A specific name for the course?
I would love to teach a course on alternative perspectives on the American Revolution.
Very cool. So if you had to choose which university you taught your course at, which one would you choose?
Somewhere in the Northeast, maybe around Washington, D.C.
Okay. So why Yale?
Yale had the best program for the research I wanted to pursue, and honestly, my advisor.
Hey, so are you happy you chose Yale?
Very.
Good to hear. So if you had to describe your college experience with one song, what song would you choose?
It's a beautiful day.
Lovely. What's your favorite thing about Yale University?
The campus, honestly.
It is absolutely gorgeous, even in the winter. So what's a Yale stereotype that holds true?
Everybody's brilliant.
Where are we right now?
We are by Sterling Memorial Library.
Can we go walk through it a little bit?
Of course.
Amazing. So what is the ranking of your specific Yale PhD program?
So I'm in Colonial Early America, and it is ranked number 4 in the US.
So cool. So what sets your PhD program apart from other Ivy's PhD programs?
6 years of guaranteed funding.
What? Amazing. So what's the process for applying to Yale's PhD program?
It's similar to undergrad, though the statements are slightly different. So you have a statement of purpose, written sample, letters of recommendation, GRE scores, the standard application.
What is the exam that you have to take in order to get admitted?
So for most schools, you have to take the GRE.
Okay, and is that an expensive standardized test?
In comparison to other exams, I'd say it's a little less expensive, but if you have to take it multiple times, it can get expensive.
Okay. Did you have to have prior work experience when you were applying?
You didn't have to, but I personally did.
Okay, where did you work?
I worked as a professional equestrian for 3 years, as well as worked in medical device regulatory research for 1.5 years.
Wow, very cool. What initially made you interested in researching about slavery?
It was my courses at UCLA that really led me to want to continue this research as a PhD student.
What's the most interesting thing you've stumbled upon while researching?
I would say the number of enslaved women who fled to the British during the American Revolution was rather significant.
How many people are accepted into your program?
So for early America, there was only 2 of us that were accepted my year.
Wow, very small. So how many years is your program?
It is 6 years of guaranteed funding, so you can do 5, but most of us do 6.
Wow. Can PhD students get financial aid?
Yes, so your PhD, especially at Yale, is fully funded.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. So do you get paid in addition to this funding?
So you have a living stipend in addition to your tuition and fees being paid, and then you can also get RA positions and grants.
Wow. What are your class sizes typically?
Anywhere from 2 students to 15.
Okay. Are PhD students less interested in social life compared to undergrad or your master's?
I think it depends on the student. Personally, I really like having a social life.
Yes, me too. How much are you able to interact with other PhD students? Because I can only imagine you're super busy.
It honestly depends on how it is that you go about it. I think it's something that you have to seek out yourself.
How do you socialize with your peers outside of school?
You know, the typical stuff. We go apple picking, go watch a movie. We also go over to each other's places and have a drink.
Okay. Who's your bestie on campus?
Sarah, she's in the MPH program.
Hey Sarah, hope you're doing well. If your school was an alcohol, would it be a fine wine, Scotch beer, or tequila?
I would say a fine wine.
And why?
Because I just think of historians sitting around having a glass of wine, chatting about history and theory.
Yes, that sounds lovely. Okay, what's the best nightclub in New Haven if you're into that?
So I honestly don't know. However, the cocktails at the Ordinary are fantastic.
Oh, okay, a little cocktail. What's a normal weekend like as a Yale PhD student?
So I work pretty much every single day. However, I do take some evenings off in order to go out with my friends.
Wow, every single day. How do you balance your social life and your program?
I wouldn't say it's about balance. It's mostly about making sure that you're committing time to the things that you really enjoy.
Good point. Do you feel like you have to wear makeup or dress up to go to class?
Definitely not, but I personally love it, so I do.
Yes, I agree. What's the typical temperature during the winter?
Frigid.
Yeah, it's really cold right now. Where's your favorite place to go to relax on campus or
I
off
would
campus?
say the quad here in front of Sterling
Yes.
is one of my favorite spots on
It's
campus.
so beautiful. Are you married or do you have a family?
Not yet.
On the way. What is the difference between your undergrad and master's degree compared to the PhD workload?
I would say the workload is about the same, though the expectations are different. For the PhD and for my master's, they just have much longer timelines.
Okay. How do you compare your sleep as a PhD student versus your undergrad life?
Honestly, about the same.
Wow. How many hours of sleep do you get?
About 5 or 6.
Oh no, more is needed. How late do the libraries here stay open?
So Sterling stays open the latest, which is open till midnight.
Okay. How many libraries are on campus?
14.
Wow, quite a bit. Are they social or silent?
Primarily silent.
Which one's your favorite?
Sterling.
I can see why. It is beautiful. How much do you walk a day?
Quite a bit in order to get through campus, but luckily it's pretty flat.
Okay. Do a lot of students use bikes, skateboards, or scooters?
I would say it's a mix of all 3, though I prefer to walk.
What do you do when you're having a brain drain?
Power naps.
Yes, emphasis on power. What do you miss the most about your undergrad life?
My friends.
Oh, I can imagine. What's an essential item to bring it to your apartment during the school year?
A coffee machine.
Yes. Do you feel unsafe walking through campus during the nighttime?
No, not at all.
Good. How close is the nearest airport?
About 40 minutes away.
Okay, not bad at all. Fill in the blank. If I had known blank about my school, I would have never chosen Yale.
Honestly, nothing. I really love it here.
Oh, so good to hear. Have you seen any celebrities on campus?
Not celebrities in the traditional sense, just celebrity academics.
Oh, those are still cool people. How about at UCLA? I can only imagine in the LA area.
I saw Justin Bieber on campus once.
What? Oh, how was that?
It was interesting. It was very far away.
Okay. Who is your favorite Yale alumni?
Meryl Streep.
Who's your favorite professor you've ever had?
Kyle Mays.
Do you feel like all socioeconomic classes are represented here at Yale?
Unfortunately not.
Hey. Do you feel like you've met a future millionaire?
Not in my PhD program.
Fair enough. Is your school more academically competitive or do you guys help each other out?
I would say it's very collaborative.
Good. Do the majority of students want to change the world or just be rich?
In my program, I think we want to change the world.
If you could change one thing about your school, what would it be?
Honestly, better funding.
Number 1 tip for success here at Yale.
I would say staying collaborative and working through your ideas with your friends.
Yale's in New Haven. How do you like the area?
I actually really like living here.
Yay! Is your campus diverse?
It could be a heck of a lot better.
What advice would you tell your undergrad self?
Trust your intuition.
Yes. What's your goal after you get your PhD?
Honestly, I'd love to continue doing research either as a professor or an independent scholar, and also to scale my academic consulting business, Accepted Consulting.
Yes, scale it up. Why do you believe people should get their PhD here at Yale?
I think, honestly, if you want to pursue the research that interests you most and that you have ideas that you would like to expand upon, then a PhD is for you.
Should everyone watching this video apply to Yale?
If you find the program that's right for you, I think there is something for everyone here.
Yes, thank you so much. That's the end of the interview.
Thanks so much.
Have an amazing day.
Bye.
Bye.